In other words, subjects getting the vaccine are producing more antibodies than people who actually got the virus and recovered. That's a very good sign.
Hello. I'm going to put it on the computer so you can hear it better. I am so tired, I hardly slept.
See what we did there with the 4 and the 9? Nice one. Get 49% off all mini price pizzas for a limited time only. Fact! Everybody gets stuck sometimes.
Well, my tax situation's pretty complicated. TaxAct CPAs and experts are now on call 7 days a week. And they'll help you maximize your refunds. File for less and get more. TaxAct.
So, how's the menopause going? Unexpected rage, hot flashes, exhaustion, big fan. Here's to being tired all day and up at night.
Said no woman ever. Estroven relieves major menopause symptoms.
Jeff's been to the bottom of the ocean, the tops of mountains, and wherever this guy runs off to.
Get more. TaxAct.
So, how's the menopause going? Unexpected rage, hot flashes,
All right.
exhaustion.
You should be able to hear it better
Here's to
now.
being tired all day and up at night.
Said no woman ever. Estroven relieves major menopause symptoms.
Jeff's been to the bottom of the ocean, the tops of mountains, and wherever this guy runs off to. A life well lived should continue at home. With Home Instead Care, older adults can stay home, safe, and happy. Home Instead. To us, it's personal.
Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could.
We're delivering for the Earth by investing in more electric vehicles, reusable packaging, and carbon capture research, making Earth our priority.
I brought in Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein. Those who tried me felt more energy in just 2 weeks. Here, I'll take that.
Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients to support immune health.
Feel like you're being watched? Hackers can steal what's on your device or see what you send over Wi-Fi. Keep prying eyes out using Norton 360 with a VPN for online privacy and more. Go to norton.com/privacy.
Phone it in to 1-800-FARMERS and you can get all sorts of home policy perks, like the claim-free discount. Go 3 years without a claim and get a discount.
Just by phoning it in.
Just phone it in.
Yeah, just phone it in and save money for being claim-free. Even if I switch to Farmers today?
Yep, 3 years claim-free with any home insurance.
I'm phoning it in and saving money for literally doing nothing.
Get your policy perks by calling 1-800-FARMERS. Go ahead, phone it in.
Phone it in, why don't you?
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Hey, allergy mothers. Are your sneezes putting your friends in awkward positions?
That is an annoying commercial.
Stick with Zyrtec.
Hello.
Zyrtec
We're watching the Sanjay Gupta. We're listening to Sanjay Gupta about the vaccines, only I missed the first 45 minutes.
Zyrtec. Muddle no more.
And try Zyrtec D for proven relief of your allergies, sinus pressure, and congestion.
Closed captioning brought to you by Flex Seal family of products.
Hi, Phil Swift here. Take the Flex Seal family of products. Flex Seal Liquid, Flex Shot, Flex Tape.
I'm eating this kid's applesauce. That came with my order. I had ordered organic apple juice, not applesauce.
Australia's government and new pharma partner are spending millions to manufacture the protein vaccine at mass scale. And Keith's team has begun phase 1 human trials.
Alright, just gonna smoke the area.
30 seconds. When you're ready.
Alright, good now.
We're around halfway through the phase 1 trial now. How you going? Yeah, good, thanks, Bob. Good to see you. And what we've seen is the incredible safety of this product. Hey, you must be Joel. You know, we really appreciate you being here and going through this for us.
We appreciate you inventing it.
Well, what we're excited to see is the immune response. So that's why we have you coming back every couple of weeks and taking blood. So we'll be analysing that to see how it works against the virus. our safety review committees have been relatively boring. There's been nothing to discuss, which is fantastic for us.
Their rapid progress has made them headline news.
I didn't feel like that. That's all right. Oh, I can maybe when I was a kid. Yeah, I remember that.
For the team, we are feeling on a high, but you know, I am literally exhausted. I haven't had a good night's sleep for I don't know when. Vaccine development has never been done at this speed before. What keeps you up at night is, have I made a mistake? What will we miss and get wrong that will cost us a week? And
University of Queensland?
You know, it's just constantly running through your head.
Some early trial results are encouraging, but no approach has a clear advantage. Not yet. Will the winner be a protein vaccine, like the shot from Queensland, now teaming up with biotech giant CSL, or Novavax, which was also protein-based? Or a vector vaccine, like Oxford's and their new partner, AstraZeneca? Or Johnson & Johnson, which also shows promising results in early trials? Or the Russian vaccine called Sputnik V? The mRNA vaccines, Pfizer and Moderna, are moving fast as well. And then there's China.
I heard that Sinovac is not, one of those isn't as effective.
由于这个病毒确确实实在全球大流行，确实我也一样。这种压力不是一般的压力。
In a high-level biosafety facility, George Gao's team has been leading China's entire vaccine strategy, including the oldest method of all, using the entire killed virus.
那么在中国，由于病毒首先在武汉发现，中国人手里边有活病毒。
The first step was to grow a large quantity of the deadly virus in their lab.
就和大家做饭一样，菜有了，锅有了，炉灶有了，这菜就可以炒了。
把那个2份材料打出来，给高院士。
George Gao's chief cook is Wu Guizhen, and it was Wu's task to select virus samples to become the seed stock for all of China's inactivated COVID vaccines.
在这里呢，我们尝试用很多细胞，那其中有一个virus 细胞。我们觉得用它是最好选出来的。那在这种情况下，我们用 virus 细胞去培养来自刚才说了，不仅是对化学企业了，咽拭子阳性的，我们还要去选，怎么选呢？一定要这个来的这个，我们最后这个株非常纯的株。
Her goal, a strain that closely matches the virus that's spreading through the population. The closer the match, the better the protection. For Zhao Jiang, that meant sequencing the genetic code of the virus grown in the lab for the vaccine over and over again.
60几天吧，就在这个
I worked over 60 days in a row. I lost track of time. I probably went home once or twice during that time.
办公室其实也很
The office was crowded.
把所有椅子都搬走，
We cleared out the chairs and slept on mattresses under
把
the
这个
desks.
床放到桌子底下这个缝里面。有的时候睡觉
Calls would come in
突
during
然
our naps,
一来
and we
电话一
often
起来的时候，
hit our heads jumping up to
它会
answer
撞
them.
到这旁边上面，反正一
It
撞就
actually
就
helps
记
wake
起
you
来，
up
更
and
好的
get you
工作。
back into work in better shape.
How did the Republican Party go from this
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall
to this? CNN's Fareed Zakaria explores a radical rebellion, the transformation of the GOP, tomorrow at 8.
What am I
It's
eating?
going to take many forms
Stacy's
of energy
pita
to meet
chips,
the
cinnamon
world's
sugar.
needs while creating a cleaner future for all. At Chevron, we're lowering the carbon emissions intensity of our operations, investing in lower carbon technologies, and exploring renewable fuels of the future. We work hard to care for the homes we love, but it's only human to protect the one we share. Cabinet, handled. Air, conditioned. Lawn,
$20 off your first home project at Angie.com today. Make your home an Angie home. Angie, and done. This is Martha's hometown. This is what Martha's day looks like there. This is Martha 2 years ago. And this is how Martha lost 20 pounds on Noom. I'm Martha Cameron. Martha tried every way to get control of her weight. These diets are all or nothing, and there's zero room for error. But Noom was different for her because it uses psychology to... Wait, she'll say it better. We can now kind of cook normal foods that we're all going to eat instead of whatever you're eating on these diets, you know? Oh, we know, Martha. Sign up for Noom and lose the weight for good. Psst, psst. Allergies don't have to be scary. Spraying Flonase daily stops your body from overreacting to allergens all season long. Psst, psst, all good. Life doesn't stop for diabetes. Be ready for every moment with Glucerna. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand that's scientifically designed to help manage your blood sugar. Live every moment. Glucerna.
Hiring? ZipRecruiter finds us the best people for the job. I've hired everyone from supervisors to field scientists. With ZipRecruiter, we get hiring results.
Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/choice.
The entire time in college, David Letterman is redefining late-night television.
Television was polished and perfected.
Who wants to download Haps? I need 2 more invites to get the last challenge.
I thought that I would never want to do this show with you.
Now why? Because you thought I was,
An ass.
Watch this, Don.
You get 100 free points when you download the app.
The story
Through
of
my
Late
link
Night,
that's in
tomorrow
my...
night at 9 on CNN.
This is like
in my bio or in
the out the world. Meet
link that you're
the
watching on.
FDA-cleared, drug-free way clinically proven to treat migraines quickly and effectively. Cephalid Dual can even prevent future migraines without medications or medication side effects. Do not use Cephalid Dual if you have a metallic or electronic head implant, an implanted pacemaker, or wearable defibrillator, or suffering from pain of unknown origin. Side effects may include drowsiness during use, temporary allergic rash on forehead, or low-grade headache following preventative treatment. Go to Cephalid.com now to try Cephalid Dual risk-free for 60 days.
Only 9% of plastic is recycled, no matter how much we put in our recycling bins. And up to 24 billion pounds of it enters the ocean every year. Groveco plastic-free household cleaners are designed to keep your home clean and solve the single-use plastic problem. Sustainably powerful for a healthy home and planet. Choose your free starter set today.
I'm Jessica Dean on Capitol Hill, and this is CNN.
The whole pandemic was a wake-up call. And even though there is no guarantee any of this will work, in China and around the world, factories are preparing to make the products on an unprecedented scale.
There are 7+ billion people in the world, and there is going to be a race to vaccinate everybody. We're going to need billions of doses.
We really need more than one manufacturer to be successful here because we have a big task immunizing the entire world.
In Bergen County, New Jersey, this suburban home has become the epicenter of a global vaccine manufacturing operation, overseeing more than 30 factories. Because like so many people across the world, Pfizer's president of global supply, Mike McDermott, is working from home.
Initially, it was more Catherine's problem, or Catherine's science to come to bear. But once we got the notion, Mike, you need to scale up your manufacturing facilities now. Yeah, then I started to panic. Yeah.
The thing about a pandemic, no one is really immune. For Mike, it was a fight for the world and for his own family. This was deeply personal.
2 of my daughters have cystic fibrosis and one has asthma. Their immunocompromised condition really makes us anxious. So we're going to keep pushing and pushing to make sure that we have done everything to bring this vaccine as soon as possible.
Remember, Pfizer has 4 different designs for their mRNA vaccine.
As a manufacturing guy, I had no idea which ingredients we needed. So it was a bit like getting ready for dessert, and we're not quite sure if we're going to make cookies or we're going to have a cake. So I just started buying ingredients,
and to date have purchased $300 million worth of raw materials. And they're both looking to run through the weekend, I guess.
Oh yeah, 24/7.
Typically, I don't start my work for manufacturing until a product gets through clinical and we prove it works. I started all of this manufacturing work with my team before we even started the clinical trial. So it's really a very different process for us.
In Kalamazoo, Michigan, is Pfizer's largest manufacturing site. Here, Pat McAvoy is Director of Operations for COVID vaccine production.
This hallway is a little over a quarter of a mile long.
Every system is being put through the paces.
So you're looking into our newest aseptic line, and it's 100% dedicated to the COVID vaccine. This is the automated visual inspection. So there's 15 cameras that are taking dozens of pictures as the vials come through, and they're looking for any defects.
The final step in their vaccine production process is freezing.
So what we do is that we freeze that mRNA after it's made, and it stabilizes it.
Pfizer's mRNA vaccine needs to be stored at minus 70 degrees Celsius. That's 50 degrees colder than a standard household freezer.
Every 2 weeks, we'll bring in 3 truckloads. We currently have 200 freezers on site, another 60 showing up today. These freezers eject off an immense amount of energy. So we put in 6 air handling units just to remove the heat load coming off of these freezers.
Nothing taken for granted, not when it comes to getting the vaccine where it needs to go.
We'll then pack these into a shipper with dry ice that'll actually keep the product frozen at minus 70 for 10 days. The box that we'll use for the 10-day shipper is actually right here. This will be filled with dry ice.
Of course, this all requires a mountain of dry ice. So much so that Mike ordered up his own small factory to make it.
It includes a GPS tracker as well as a temperature sensor. The team came forward with a storage solution. It just blew me away that this thing could actually move the product for 10 days without plugging it in. We did all of our activities in parallel at risk, investing in equipment and investing in materials before we had any idea if the product would work.
While the economic pressure to ease the lockdown restrictions is strong in many countries, the global rate of infection continues to rise. In the last 24 hours, Brazil has reached 2 million cases, India 1 million. And yesterday saw the highest daily total of new infections in the US, over 73,000.
By late July, under intense pressure, the fastest moving teams begin publishing positive results from their phase 1 human trials.
Company Moderna reporting some promising results today. The new data from the company's phase 1 trial shows the drug appears to be safe and triggers a robust immune response.
A team of scientists at Oxford University say the vaccine they're developing appears to be safe and triggers an immune response.
Today, the results of the Oxford vaccine were published in The Lancet, and it does show some promise.
But as the virus races ahead, the pressure weighs heavy on Pfizer's head of vaccine research, Catherine Jansen.
It's devastating to see that we can't seem to get this pandemic under control. What keeps me sane is walking in the park in the morning and listening to the birds sing.
It helps me to get out of the thinking mode of, my work and really clear my mind.
At almost the exact same time as Moderna and Oxford, Pfizer, too, releases positive early human trial results. And Catherine finally selects one of Pfizer's 4 mRNA vaccine designs to test on a bigger stage.
Pharmaceutical giant Pfizer is reporting some encouraging early data on a coronavirus vaccine candidate that is working.
I'm very surprised to see them come out this early. They must feel a level of confidence that is extraordinary.
It was pretty spectacular to see those data. But then again, I cannot be too elated because the biggest hurdle now that we have to overcome, we now have to do the hard part. Does it work? And if it works, how well does it work?
How did the Republican Party
Should I check the sound?
Points of light
go from this
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
to this? Exploiting religion,
This war is for the soul of America.
suppressing votes.
Millions removed from the voter rolls.
CNN's Fareed Zakaria explores
Our country will be destroyed.
a radical rebellion, the transformation of the GOP. Tomorrow at 8. Conversations can create change. Let's talk. United States of America with
Let me see if I can check the sound.
episode tomorrow at 10 on CNN.
Hey, Lily, I need a new wireless plan for my business, but all of my employees need something different. For my business,
we
but
can
all
help
of my
with that.
employees need something
Okay,
different.
imagine this.
For my
You're
business,
meeting
but all of my
Rob.
employees need something different.
He's on the scene and needs a plan with a mobile hotspot. We cut to downtown. Your sales rep, Lisa, has to send some files, like ASAP.
So basically, I can pick the right plan for each employee.
Okay, this
Yeah, I should have just led with that.
With AT&T,
is that background noise because I.
plan for each employee and I'm paying for the features they
Are you hearing the background noise, or is it just because I opened both on my computer?
Online and carry out with Domino's Carside Delivery between 4 to 9, you'll get 49% off all mini price pizzas. See what we did there with the 4 and the 9?
Nice one.
Get 49% off all mini price pizzas for a limited time only. 49% off.
Are you managing your diabetes using finger sticks? With the new Freestyle
Can you
Libre
hear
2,
okay or not?
a continuous glucose monitor, you can check your glucose with a painless 1-second scan. And now, with optional alarms, you can choose to be notified if you go too high or too low. And for those who qualify, the Freestyle Libre 2 system is now covered by Medicare. Ask your doctor for a prescription. You can do it without finger sticks. Learn more at freestylelibre2.us.
Retirement income is complicated. As your broker, I've solved it.
That's great, Carl.
I'll try and check it on my phone.
It's easily adjustable,
Has no penalties or advisory fee.
and we can monitor,
To see that we're on track.
like Schwab Intelligent Income.
Introducing Schwab Intelligent Income, a simple, modern way to pay yourself from your portfolio.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, we don't have that.
Schwab, a modern approach to wealth management.
This commercial is
Hey,
annoying.
allergy mothers. Are your sneezes putting your friends in awkward positions? Stick with Zyrtec. Zyrtec starts working hard at hour 1 and works twice as hard when you take it again the next day. Zyrtec. Muddle no more.
And try Children's Zyrtec for consistently powerful relief of your kids' allergies.
Hey phone, connect to Wi-Fi. Connecting to cybercriminals. You're not listening. I am listening, and I might not be the only one. Hackers can see what you send over Wi-Fi or steal what's on your device.
Keep prying eyes out with Norton 360. Go to norton.com/privacy.
When you save money with Allstate, you feel like you're winning. Safe drivers save 40%. Saving is easy when you're in good hands. Allstate. Click or call for a quote today.
Pfizer now moves to phase 3 trials, involving tens of thousands of people. Usually, after early trials with just a handful of volunteers, the next step would be phase 2, with a few hundred. But again, given the urgency, these steps are all now happening at once.
The care for the quality, looking carefully at safety, all of this was what I call normal routine procedure. The process never changed. It's how we compress time and how we did parallel work. That's really what changed.
To recruit the huge numbers necessary, Pfizer has dozens of phase 3 trial sites all over the world, and New York City is home to one of the largest, Mount Sinai Hospital.
How well does it work? In some parts of New York, it's up to 6%. I mean, this is just like starting all over again.
Yep.
Do you see it?
Yeah, definitely. I will say that all the participants are really hopeful that this will be the vaccine that works. We'll
Judy Aberg is one of the trial doctors.
It's devastating again to see the increase that's happening in New York City.
In any phase 3 trial, the participants are divided into 2 groups. One will be given a vaccine, the other a placebo.
It's a busy morning. We have 11 people coming back for their second vaccine, and then we have several people coming in now for their initial consent, and then they too would get vaccinated.
It takes 45 minutes to thaw and prepare each dose, making sure to hide any clue of what's inside. This is vital because the trial is blind.
The product that they receive is packaged to maintain that blind.
Neither those administering the vaccine nor the volunteers receiving it know if these syringes carry the vaccine or the placebo.
Even if they're preparing placebo, they have to take that 45 minutes of time so that we remain blinded to what's going on.
I'm in a high-risk group, so I wanted to be proactive. You know, I hope I get the vaccine, obviously. If I get the placebo, I get the placebo. It's still information that they're using.
Straight all the way down and then 2, 3 breaks.
Okay, thank you.
What we don't want is people assuming that they actually got the vaccine and that it works so that they let their guard down because they believe they're protected. We absolutely do not know if this vaccine is protective at this time. So that's very critical that people understand this.
The only way to discover if the vaccine really works will be to see how many of the vaccinated volunteers get sick from COVID-19 compared to those in the placebo group. And that will take time.
We need to register 1 million more volunteers to complete the studies and possibly get a safe and effective vaccine to hundreds of millions of Americans. The vaccine trial needs Americans of every race, location, and medical condition to help in one of the most important endeavors of our lifetime.
Recruiting trial participants on this scale and at this speed has never been attempted before. In September, Moderna, who began their phase 3 trial on the exact same day as Pfizer, revealed they've hit a problem.
Early COVID-19 vaccine trials did not include many people of color. The company is slowing the enrollment in order to ensure participation from minority communities who are most at risk.
That unfortunately, those rumors and false rumors get out there. We had the Tuskegee experiment, and many African Americans still have that in their minds as well.
In that notorious Tuskegee study, doctors withheld treatment from black patients with syphilis for more than 4 decades to see how the disease would progress. But it's not just Tuskegee. Terrible as it was, it's part of a long history of unequal care.
From African American people, the hesitancy comes from a history of medical injustice that fueled mistrust. That is just undeniable.
For Kizzy, making this work means a successful vaccine in the lab and a trusted vaccine in people's minds and hearts.
The one thing that's important around vaccine hesitancy is that I think Black people actually have never been asked to be in trials before. And I think it's a learning experience for everyone.
To answer your question, when trust is stripped from people, rebuilding it is brick by brick, right? You know, you have to really speak to targeted audiences, and you have to speak with a voice that people do trust and from a perspective that they understand. It's telling about the way that we think about science. And Dr. Graham said to me that for every 1,000 people that we inform well enough that they choose to get vaccinated, that's 10 lives that are saved. And when you're in a webinar with sometimes 10,000 people, the numbers add up. You either do it or people die.
Started now, and we're starting to see familiar and troubling case patterns emerge, both here and abroad. This as the death toll in the U.S. tops 200,000, the highest in the world. Mike Torello.
The death rate. Crazy. Scared the hell out of me.
In Boston, 60-year-old Anthony Shivers is all too aware of the fears that surround the virus and the vaccine.
Can't find this sucker. I'm going through my phone. I'm on Facebook, and I see people say, don't take the shot because the shot will kill you. Imagine that. When I hear things like this coming from black people, that really concerns me because this is a disease. This is not a me disease. This is a we disease. This is a disease that affects everybody. You understand what I'm saying?
Despite the urgent need for a vaccine, Moderna deliberately slows down the trial to focus on recruiting more people of color.
Moderna says it's telling clinical trial sites that have not enrolled enough from these communities to do better.
I had heard that they needed blacks to get involved with the Moderna trials, and a lot of blacks weren't signing up. In order to solve a problem, you've got to be a part of the solution. I went to the hospital, I got my first shot, and it was okay. I got other friends that's taking the shots, so I'm really happy about it. Look at me. You know, ain't nothing wrong with me.
I have the ability to talk to an Anthony Fauci or a president, and then also I have explained the vaccine to my cousin who's in prison, who I talk to very often, and he gets it too.
What Kizzy knows is that those most hesitant to take the vaccine are oftentimes those most at risk of getting the disease, being hospitalized, and dying.
I'm happy to be a connection to people, to this extremely confusing system of how vaccines are made and how are vaccines approved and how do trials work. Representing like my community in that way, my purpose is resonating with my community. It's a big deal to me.
It's a great time to get Domino's because right now, if you order online and carry out with Domino's Carside Delivery between 4 to 9, you'll get 49% off all menu price pizzas. See what we did there with the 4 and the 9?
Should I try and check Periscope?
Get 49% off all menu price pizzas for a limited time only.
At the UPS store, can you
For
believe
the
all
sound?
the things we fit under one roof? We're here to help your small business any way we can. Everything for small business, all in one place.
The UPS store. Psst, psst. Allergies don't have to be scary. Spraying Flonase daily stops your body from overreacting to allergens all season long. Psst, psst. All good.
How does it feel to have an Angie home?
Like savoring a midnight snack in your newly renovated dream kitchen. Get $20 off your first home project at Angie.com today. Make your home an Angie home. Angie, and done.
Out here, you're a landowner, a gardener, a landscaper.
It says
and a
connecting,
hunter.
but I don't hear anything.
That's why you need versatile, durable Kubota equipment.
Switch to Farmers and you can save an average of $467 on your auto insurance just by phoning it
Log
in. to Farmers.
in.
Just by phoning it in. Just phone it in. Yeah, you just phone it in. It's great.
I'm phoning it in and save $444 for switching my homeowner's insurance, too.
I don't know what you're waiting for. Phone it in already.
Switch and save just by calling Farmers today. Go ahead, phone it in.
Phone it in, why don't you? We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
By 1986, Johnny Carson frequently had guest hosts throughout the week.
Carson and my mom had this amazing on-air chemistry.
And that opens the door for Joan Rivers.
I hate to exercise. The only time my body moves when I'm holding a vibrator.
She was saying what everybody was thinking but was scared to say.
The Story of Late Night, tomorrow night at 9 on CNN.
This is life for migraine sufferers. Dark rooms
All
and
right,
shutting out
let
the
me
world.
try this sound one
Meet
here.
Cephalid Dual, the FDA-cleared drug-free way clinically proven to treat migraines quickly and effectively. Cephalid Dual can even prevent future migraines without medications or medication side effects. Do not use Cephalid Dual if you have a metallic or electronic head implant, an implanted pacemaker, or wearable defibrillator, or suffering from pain of unknown origin. Side effects may include drowsiness during use, temporary allergic rash on forehead, or low-grade headache following preventative treatment. Go to Cephalid.com now to try Cephalid Dual risk-free for 60 days.
At touchofmodern.com, we always surprise, excite, inspire, because our expertly curated products are never ordinary, never mundane, and never in a million years what you'd expect to see or imagine you'd ever have.
It sounds okay.
Here's to the thrill of discovering the next exceptional and unexpected product. Check it all out at touchofmodern.com.
A radical rebellion, the transformation of the GOP, tomorrow at 8. Closed captioning brought to you by Mesobook.com.
We proudly help veterans with mesothelioma. Call for a free book, 1-800-822-0400, or go to Mesobook.com.
Moderna's delay to recruit more black volunteers means Pfizer now looks like they're best placed in the race to get phase 3 results first.
So this race is just kicking off in the pivotal trials for potential approval if these vaccines do well.
Oxford, not far behind. While Queensland's vaccine is preparing to embark on its mass phase 3 trial. By October, it looks so promising that the Australian government has bought 51 million doses of the Queensland vaccine, enough to vaccinate the entire population twice.
We thought our vaccine was looking perfect. We've got good efficacy data from animals. We've got manufacture. Safety is looking fantastic, and now we've got a problem that we need to work through.
So this is a HIV diagnostic that a participant who's received our vaccine. What we're looking for here is this band that's showing up very faint there. That would be considered a positive or a false positive.
Remember the molecular clamp in Keats' vaccine? Well, that uses a tiny fragment of HIV protein. And as a result, some of those receiving the vaccine are not only testing positive for antibodies to COVID, but also antibodies to HIV.
We've got this other version here from a different company, and this version shows up negative.
To be clear, the volunteers have not been infected with HIV, but some of the tests come back positive, and Keith now needs to know which of these tests will register those false positive results. It's a strange problem, but a problem nonetheless.
You know, I don't think it's a deal breaker for us. We can find a way around. We just need to work it out.
Vaccines remain the best hope to stem the rising tide of new cases. Vaccines that may ultimately be used by nearly every man, woman, and child on the planet. China's government wants to supply vaccines to the world. And that puts enormous pressure on George Gao. And on Wu, his chief lieutenant.
The study is the most important part of our whole project. It's the foundation of this project.
我上次跟那个徐部长也提过这事
How
儿，
I mentioned
就
to
跟我
Mr.
们
Zhu
所有的疫
before,
苗
all
研
of our
发的过程，
vaccines
我
are
们肯定
aware
就
we
把
are
它前
past the
期对吧？
preliminary
后边
stages.
的时间呢，
But after
主
that,
要
there's
是
a
这个
process that we need to
每
go
个过
through.
程。我知道您的意思，越
I
快越
know
好
what you
呗，
mean. The
是吧？
faster, the better.
对。
That's right, but with a
是
practical
对
timeline,
对
a
对，而
feasible
且是科
plan.
学的，
Yes,
对对
and
对，您放心
scientifically sound as
啊，
well.
我们
You
都
can be
会商
assured
量这
we'll
事儿。
continue to discuss this.
他就是想建立一个
She
快
wants to
速的，
establish a
对
faster
不对？原
track.
来说这三
It used to
年
take
变
3 or
成
2
2年，
years,
实际上
but
1
actually
年
we
做
can
完就
finish
完
it
了
in。just 1 year.
For all the teams, the pressure is only growing greater, especially as England goes into its second national lockdown, and Europe and America suffer through a devastating second wave.
the presidential election in November is creating a huge incentive for President Trump to get a vaccine out before then.
It's going to be done in a very short period of time. Could even have it during the month of October.
Which puts the scientists in an awkward position. The implication that they've cut corners for speed could undermine public confidence.
There was a lot of political pressure on the vaccine manufacturers to do things faster. This is a distraction. It's not helpful, and you block it out and you just focus on the task.
How did the Republican Party go from this, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall, to this? CNN's Fareed Zakaria explores a radical rebellion, the transformation of the GOP, tomorrow at 8.
Up at 2 a.m. Again. Tonight, try Pure Z's All Night. Unlike other sleep aids, our extended release melatonin helps you sleep longer and longer. ZzzQuil Pure Z's All Night. Fall asleep, stay asleep.
It's a great time to get Domino's, because right now, if you order online and carry out with Domino's Carside Delivery between 4 to 9, you'll get 49% off all menu price pizzas. See what we did there with the 4 and the 9?
Nice one.
Get 49% off all menu price pizzas for a limited time only.
Living with metastatic breast cancer means being relentless, because every day matters. And having more of them is possible with Verzenio, the only one of its kind proven to help you live significantly longer when taken with fulvestrant, regardless of menopause.
Verzenio plus fulvestrant is for HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer that has progressed after hormone therapy. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you're nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
Every day matters, and I want more of them.
Ask your doctor about Verzenio.
Feel like you're being watched? Hackers can steal what's on your devices or see what you send over Wi-Fi. Keep prying eyes out using Norton 360 with a VPN for online privacy and more. Go to norton.com/privacy.
The Harry's Razor.
Why is Christopher Brown trending on two different?
Are
Are those the same account, or does he have two accounts? What does this account say?
And we never upcharge you for high quality. Harry's.
Broadcast by Christopher Brown.
I shouldn't be going out there with pepper spray and a taser
At
just to
Christopher
keep
Brown.
myself
Let me
safe
check
for
the other
preaching
one.
that my life matters.
On an all-new episode of United Shades of America,
We were telling them what's best for us, and they respond to the violence.
we're talking about protesting in America.
It's ridiculous that veterans have to try to protect their fellow citizens from law enforcement officers in this country.
Don't stop now, because if you give up this energy, nothing will change.
United Shades of America with W. Kamau Bell, tomorrow at 10 on CNN.
Are you suffering from bloat and bulge? Probioslin from Force Factor can help. Probiotics improve digestion while EGCG burns fat. Thousands of men and women trust Probioslin to help them lose weight. Rush to Walmart for Probioslin, the #1 probiotic fat burner in America.
If you're tired and you know it's get the gym.
Let me try the last Christopher Brown account and then the one before, so I know which one I checked.
If your heart rate varies,
This phone is hardly letting me check anything.
If your breathing rate is optimal and you know it.
The most accurate guide on sleep, readiness, and activity.
Was that Marie?
Know why you feel, how you feel.
This new year, shine a light on the world of money with Greenlight, the debit card for kids. They'll learn to earn, save, and invest. Join more than 2 million parents and kids at greenlightcard.com.
I'm Jeremy Diamond at the White House, and this is CNN.
What is motivating Catherine, Keith, Tess, Kizzy, all of them, is that the numbers just keep rising. In the race of the virus against the vaccine, the virus is winning. But no one, not even the scientists, know when phase 3 trials will yield results. They wait for a predetermined number of people to get sick and hope that the vast majority of the afflicted are in the placebo group. Since trials are blind, an independent monitoring board has to track the cases and flag when the numbers are high enough to review. Each new COVID case is a step closer to knowing if their vaccine is going to work.
As you're journeying, find a quiet place for yourself.
For all the teams, it's an anxious wait.
I'm going to begin by taking a deep cleansing breath in and exhale out.
I think that part of my anxiety management has really helped me to see things for what I can control versus what I cannot. So preclinical data, I could control it, but when you give 30,000 people a vaccine and then allow them to go out into the world, there's really nothing you can do at that point.
Now it's what I always say, my least favorite game. It's a waiting game. When you're working through problems and you're working hard and you're moving with your team and everybody is pulling in the same direction, you don't think about this. But all of a sudden, in this moment of what will the results be, there's nothing you can do. I'm out of it. You just feel powerless. It's out of your hands. You did it all with your team, you put it all together, and now this is a moment of truth. And there's nothing you can do about it.
On November 9th, 9 months and 30 days after the race for a vaccine began, an answer. And it's Catherine, out walking, who receives the call from Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla.
Albert called. And he said, Catherine, I have to tell you, we are allowed to say that your vaccine is over 90% efficacious.
The world's leading scientists have expressed their delight following the news that a vaccine against coronavirus has proved 90% effective.
I was just out of my mind, just laughing, dancing around there.
It is a great day for science. It is a great day for humanity.
Of 170 volunteers who fell sick with COVID-19 during the trial, nearly all, 162 of them, were in the placebo group. It is Pfizer and Catherine that have won the race. We're talking about, for the first time ever, people outside of a clinical trial receiving a coronavirus vaccine before Christmas. So it's pretty incredible pace here.
This immense relief that, yes, now we will fight this thing and we will get the pandemic under control. It's just like, it's an amazing feeling. I mean, that's all I can say.
Exactly 1 week later, at 6 a.m., Barney makes a call.
Well, good morning.
Good morning. How's it going?
I am calling you because we got results yesterday, and they're going to be announced in just a few minutes by press release.
Okay. What did they say?
Well, there was 95 cases total, and 90 of them were in the placebo group. 5 were in the vaccinees.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
So
that's exciting.
Looks like it's going to work.
mRNA, the newest technology that many doubted, has brought success beyond the wildest hopes.
So none of the vaccinees had severe disease, which is even better news.
That is amazing news. Wow. I don't even know what to say.
But as the first 2 groups crossed the finish line and relished the thrill of victory, in Australia, the agony of defeat. Just one day after Kizzy learns of the Moderna triumph, the news for Keith is crushing.
Just got off the call, got some news that really came out of the blue. Yeah, basically we've just had our funding cut, all due to this HIV diagnostic problem. Yeah, pretty devastating.
The advice that we have received is that the University of Queensland vaccine will not be able to proceed based on the scientific advice, and that will no longer feature as part of Australia's vaccine plan.
There's a lot of people that now I'm going to have to tell who are going to be gutted, devastated. A lot of the people from my team are people that come from Africa, Sri Lanka. They wanted to be part of giving something to the world, giving back to their communities, and all of those communities the vaccine is safe. CSL has hundreds of millions of doses in the freezer ready to go. It's thermostable, so we can ship it everywhere in a fridge rather than at minus 70, minus 80 degrees. It's just, there is one problem, which is the diagnostics for HIV.
Keith's vaccine will not move forward. But it's moments like this when trust in science is not eroded, but instead fortified. Honesty, even when the news is not good.
I think transparency from vaccine developers is of crucial importance, and I hope that us being completely transparent and upfront about these results boosts public confidence in vaccines overall. I think what we've achieved this year has been remarkable. We can hold our heads high, and I think it's a very sad time, but also we're very proud of what we have achieved. As a scientist, we have a lot of different jobs. We have a job to make a vaccine, but we also have the job to train people, to educate people, and to be able to, step back and say, look, we did all we could. There's these other vaccines that are also looking great, so take those. That's an important part of our job as well. It's not all about making a vaccine and getting to the finish line.
Oh, where's my Paula? I have Paula.
Letterman is redefining late-night television. Television was polished and perfected. Very unusual to see hostility between talk show and guest.
I thought that I would never want to do this show with you.
Now why? Because you thought I was
An ass.
Watch this, Don.
Whoa, my God. The story of late night. Tomorrow night at 9 on CNN.
There was nothing that you could not do.
From executive producers LeBron James and Maverick Carter.
People call it Black Wall Street.
A thriving black community. Erased. Dreamland, the burning of Black Wall Street. Hey, allergy mother. Are your sneezes putting your friends in awkward positions?
There's such a fucking annoying commercial.
Stick with Zyrtec. Zyrtec starts working hard at hour 1 and works twice as hard when you take it again the next day. Zyrtec, muddle no more.
And try Zyrtec D for proven relief of your allergies, sinus pressure, and congestion.
Fact. Most people pay way too much to file their taxes. Whew, tickles. Also fact. TaxAct costs up to 20% less than TurboTax. Pretty cool, huh? So make the switch. File for less and get more with TaxAct.
In business, it's never just another day. It's the big sale or the big presentation, the day where everything goes right, or the one where nothing does. With Comcast Business, you get the network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses and advanced cybersecurity to protect every device on it. all backed by a dedicated team 24/7. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Take it wherever. With whomever. This is the no-holds-barred multi-purpose vehicle with the capacity to take life on. And the audacity to say, what else you got? Introducing the all-new Kia Carnival MPV.
Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could have.
We're delivering for the Earth by investing in more electric vehicles, reusable packaging,